you get it done?
And we are live in 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've done my last video essay. Jesus, it's been that long. I apologize. I thought Doom Patrol would warrant a video essay, but I mean, it's a fantastic show, but it hasn't given me any creative juices. That is until Amazon's The Boys.
We're the Seven, Earth's most mighty, champions of the innocent, motherfucker!
Sorry about the mess.
Now, you might be thinking, what in God's green earth is The Boys? Well, my fellow friends and possible subscribers. Psst, hit that subscribe button, please. Like, comment, and share. There's no sponsors. Maybe at some point. The Boys is about a group of, well, boys and one super powerful girl taking on a group of superpowered maniacs as they cause chaos with their influence. The comics were written by Garth Ennis, the creator of comics like The Preacher, another one of my favourite TV series. But the show goes above and beyond when it comes to character development when compared to the comics. The boys aren't the most moral of human beings, but they aren't as depraved as the Seven. The Boys has quickly become one of my favourite TV shows. It's up there with Doom Patrol and Fargo. In a year where there are tons of series and movies to be invested in, The Boys is required viewing. The Boys, I say boys a lot, have done many things that I've been craving for years. Creating a cast of deeply flawed characters, yes. A criticism of superheroes, yes. A criticism of current day Hollywood and their so-called fake agendas, yes. It even has a very scary parody of shootings in schools, except with superheroes.
On your school campus, you hear the calls of distress, you witness a violent display of superpowers. What do? I'm Sheriff Ed Flanagan, and I'm here with Homelander to talk about school safety. On the first report of an active supervillain, a hero will immediately rush to your campus.
But to stay alive in the moment, remember, stay calm and follow the law. Lock all doors and windows. Arm yourselves. Your teacher should have an authorized firearm. But use whatever you can. And wait for a hero.
This show takes so many risks that it's so good to finally see a series with the balls to do what this does. I could do an essay about all of these things, but the one thing I want to hone in on is how The Boys Season 2 mirrors current day America. Oh, and also, it's about family.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
But you might be asking, gee willikers, Sir Reginald, where do we start? How about with the superhero psycho himself, Homelander?
Howdy, boys. Oh, sorry. How you guys doing? Good? Why don't you, go have a smoke or something, okay? I got this. Oh, and, you guys. You are the real heroes.
Homelander has become one of my favourite villains of all time, with Joker and Negan, played by the fantastic Anthony Starr. But who is Homelander? Homelander is the boys' version of Superman, except a bit unhinged. Just a bit. Okay, quite a lot. He is absolutely the most depraved character I've ever seen on a TV series. The thing I find fascinating about Homelander is how he mirrors the current toxic side of America, especially the current day use of patriotism, or as I like to coin the phrase, toxic patriotism. Now let me say this, there is nothing wrong with patriotism, but there is something wrong with how current day America likes to weaponize it for its own gain. Toxic patriotism, in my eyes, is taking the ideas of one's pride for your nation to the absolute extreme. Or taking the ideas of patriotism and flipping them on their head just to suit your own benefits. It was bad before, but it has never been this bad when it comes to race relations and race-related violence. This year has been the worst I've ever seen. Trump's America has given the wrong people a lot of sway and a lot of power. The thing I find chilling about Homelander is that you could give him a lot of Trump speeches and it would fit, and vice versa.
That doesn't change facts. This used to be a beautiful country. Remember? Yeah. One nation under God. Remember? Yeah. Right before these godless, inhuman supervillains started pouring across our borders and dragging us down into their mud.
A nation without borders is not a nation. Beginning today, the United States of America gets back control of its borders, gets back its borders.
In the recent episodes, there is something that Homelander loves, like Trump, the limelight. He knows how to take a loss, like the plane episode in Season 1, and have it benefit him greatly. Homelander loves to talk, he loves language, but in a way that mirrors Trump in so many ways. He's angry, he loves big crowds, he's hyperbolic, loves the ideas of America, and talks constantly about going to these so-called super terrorists, or supervillains, and introduces them to American justice, which usually means turning them into red mist, or splitting them in half, or bathing in their blood. Homelander is scary because, like Trump, he holds a lot of power, but unlike in the comics, he doesn't come off as a complete moron. Here, he looks visually different, and you can tell that he's slightly more calculating than that of the comic books version. He's such a deeply flawed and dark character. I want to talk about episode 7 of season 2. This has to be one of the many reasons I wanted to do this video essay. In episode 7, they start the episode with an accurate representation of how fake news, calling refugees terrorists, and use of toxic patriotism, social isolation, and a feeling of hopelessness can weaponize very weak-minded people to do the most horrible of things. And it was the best 4 minutes of storytelling I've ever seen in a series. Also, that subtle nod that the kid is basically an incel. Perfect. And yet the thing I find the most amazing is how it again mirrors Trump, and how he'll use his followers, proud boys, like Storefront will use her meme makers to sow distrust, chaos, and hurt a lot of good people. Which reminds me, let's talk about the Seven's newest member, Stormfront.
Really? It's called white genocide.
So, like a lot of people, I was instantly drawn to Stormfront. She accurately calls out Vought's fake progressive attitude in pursuit of money and influence. But then in episode 3, we see her true colours, and just how depraved and psychotic she really is. She knowingly threw Kimiko and her brother into a lower class apartment complex, and instead of keeping the casualties to a minimum, she killed numerous black families and who knows how many more. Stormfront is the perfect representation of how a racist character should be represented. And unlike most media's representation of such characters, she's so much more than just a racist. For a lot of TV shows, just having a racist character is enough. Stormfront is a white supremacist Nazi, two things that have become incredibly prevalent in recent years, and yet she doesn't come off as an over-the-top racist. She knows to keep her opinions in the shadows until she knows she can trust someone with her true intentions. She knows how to use the chaos happening around her to benefit her and her cause. In the first few episodes, her real motives are rather murky. She comes off as someone who criticizes everything we as an audience hate about Vought, from fake progressive messages to corporatization of people. But then the show flips it on its head. I love this because it makes the character far more complex. You go from liking her to being horrified by how she really is. Even a character like Homelander is taken back by some of her language. Sure, Homelander is a psychopath, but at least he does look visibly confused when Stormfront says there is a white genocide. Their relationship is so complex that you are unsure if Homelander likes her because she is just as depraved as he is, and the weird Nazi stuff is just one of her weird quirks. Her language is a lot of so-called SJW hate, which in recent years has become rather popular. She is very much about using people's own empowerment to benefit her own intentions. Her so-called meme creators have mirrored how the 2016 election showed how dark the internet truly is. They've swayed the public conversation from Compound V to now dealing with super terrorists and the need for more soups. And how false news can give people a false perception of something. In episode 7, Stormfront and Homelander call out the shooting in the opening, but we all know they loved it because this benefits them greatly. I thought about discussing how The Boys criticizes Hollywood, but to be honest, that would not work with the point of this essay. Maybe in a future one. The Boys continues to impress people like me who has become tired of the Marvel formula. Yes, I've loved a lot of their movies, but it's refreshing to see a brand new take. Maybe it can allow a deeper understanding of not only the superhero genre, but also of our own world. Season 2 ended in such a great way, it leaves even more questions as to where they could possibly go next. With Marvel on an extended break and the world in need of superheroes these days, maybe, just maybe, these are the heroes we need. On second thought, maybe not. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys on another video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.